Okay, welcome back, guys. I'll start with where we left off in the last video. I have so far covered what TradingView is and some basic customization that you need to do on your own. So by now, I expect you all to have already created or signed up an account with TradingView. And if you have all customized your charts as per your preference, it will be easier to follow along from here. If you have not done that, then I'll request you pause this video here. First, create an account, customize the settings, and then start watching it from here. In the last video, while finishing, I mentioned next video will start with the uh, another service that I use for trading and charting, that is Ninja Trader. But I feel the video was not enough to complete what I wanted to about trading view per se. So I'll first cover that part initially, and if we have time, then we can move on to Ninja Trader. So by now, if you have all set up your charts, then this is the general layout that you will be seeing on your screen. On the top end, you can see this basically covers your own account and certain settings that are available here. And then the next window over here, this is the place where you enter the symbol search. So whenever we want to change the chart, let's say you want to watch a chart of Nifty 50, then all you have to do is type in Nifty, not Nifty, Nifty, and then you would see an index. And if you're going to look for a futures contract, then this is what is shown, the NSE futures. So you can drop down on that, and then you can have some continuous contracts. Whenever you see this exclamation mark in front of the charts, this means that it's a continuous chart. That is, these contracts, since they expire, you will not see any older contract over here. So if you wanted to look for a chart for last February, you'll not be able to see that over here. So if you want to see the prices that were there in February 2023, you'll have to go into one of these charts to look for that data. Since these are month specific, or let's say the expiry month specific, you will not be having data that has been posted previously. So you choose the month or the expiry month for which you want to open the data, and this is how it opens up. So initially it will look all jumbled up. The easiest way to set it up is just hover down in the center, and you can see this reset chart view, or the keyboard shortcut Alt R. So just press on that, and it sets up the chart in a aesthetic manner on your screen. So whenever you find that your charts have been, disfigured, all you have to do is just click here, and it will set it up for you. So that's the button that I do use frequently. Now, so this is one way to change the instrument for which you want to look for the charts. So when we'll be trading the micro E-mini S&P, all you have to do is type MES, and it brings out the micro E-mini S&P. Now click on this drop down menu, and over here again the first two ones are the continuous contracts, and this is the latest expiry, or the current futures contract, that is March 2024. So click on that, and you will see the chart that we refer to for our analysis and trading. Later on, when you graduate to using the standard E-mini S&P, so all you have to do over there is, instead of MES, type ES, and then you will have a chart for E-mini S&P. So E-mini S&P, the chart will again look similar, not exactly point to point, but the formations would be in sync with what you are seeing on MES. This is just a standard contract. So over here, the minimum contract size would be one standard contract that you can trade. In terms of micros, you can have one micro, two micro, three micros. In case of E-mini S&P, this minimum position that you can put is one standard lot. You cannot break it down below it. So that's the difference has been covered previously in the basics. So you don't have to worry about that. Now the other charts that we do look for are NQ or MNQ. MNQ is micro Nasdaq. So the way to pull up that chart is just type MNQ and the current month. You will have the Nasdaq mini micro Nasdaq E-mini contract chart. So the way we are shifting between these charts is just by changing the symbol over here. So mostly we'll be trading MES, so that's what you can pull out from here. Now on once you finish experimenting through this tab, I would want you all to look at this tab. This is the place where we have different time frames given. So you can switch between time frames from this is now current chart is 1 minute chart. So every candle is depicting the fluctuations in price for that particular 1 minute. So if you shift to 5 minutes chart, and again, let me um, sorry for the disruption. So once the chart gets disfigured, all you have to do is just click on this reset chart and you'll have a better vision. Uh, you can move up to a 15-minute chart, 30 minutes chart, so on and so forth. So you can change the time frame from here. If you don't see your time frame that you want to watch, you can just click on this arrow, and over here you have other customizations. Now in case you have a paid membership to TradingView, you can customize certain time frames. Like you can see in this list you do not see any 2 minute time frame, but if you are a paid member you can create a chart by populating data on 2 minute basis. So you can have your own customization, and for a free account, you cannot go below 1 minute. So if I click here on 30 seconds, it will say you do not have that subscription. So you'll have to upgrade to premium to view those sub minute charts, let's say getting into seconds. So right now we are on the 1 minute chart. Whenever I open up a chart, I want to see it in the correct perspective, and I would encourage you all to do that because what happens is I have seen a number of you when you send your charts to me, I see they are compressed like this, and this is a very difficult thing. Basically, if you are looking for some gap over here, the space is too low for marking, and your eyes will miss out those details. So while you're learning and for your own know, practice, I would encourage you all to have the chart in a proper perspective. So you don't have to stretch it out like this also. Even this is bad because you are cutting out a lot of picture from your view. So you want the charts to fit properly, and wherever you are marking, I would encourage you all to keep it in the in right perspective like this, because when you keep it like this and do your own markings, the markings will be clear. Plus, your eyes will get used to this thing, and you'll not miss out certain minute details. Because once you start doing this, you will realize there are so many levels that I point out, which initially you wouldn't have thought of noticing. So that is something that you need to keep in your mind. So the way to adjust the size and shape is basically you can drag the time window to the left, and it'll make these candles look a little beefier. And if we stretch the chart upwards, it'll make them a little taller. You don't want this data getting cut off, so I'll recommend you keep it down like this, and something of this sort is good enough. I mean, this shape and size is easier to notice. You can notice certain details which, as such, you would have missed if the chart was all compressed like this. So that's about the aspect ratio. Now, sometimes when you are in a very let's say tight time frame, like 1 minute or even lower, let's say if you are watching a chart that is of 30 seconds time frame, uh, you will see that a lot of previous price action cannot come into view. So that's why we move up a few time frames to keep that perspective in mind. For me, since I have multiple monitors, I can have different charts on different time frame. I can have one chart on 1 minute time frame. For the same instrument, I can have another chart of 5 minutes next to it, uh, and I can watch it at the same time. But if you are just on the free, what you can say, membership of TradingView, then you will not be able to do that in the same screen. But a workaround for that is basically you just duplicate this tab. You click right click here and duplicate that. You'll have the same chart over here again. But now this is MES. Let me open up that same MES and the chart over here. So now both the charts are same. I'll just click on 5 minutes over here, and we have 1 minute over here. So I'll have to change the tab to look for data from the 5 minutes time frame. So now I can see a chart that is on 5 minutes as well as 1 minute. All I have to do is I have to switch the tabs, or else I can move the tab out, keep it over here, and I'll resize it as per the size of my monitor. Now, some of you are doing this on mobiles. On mobiles, it is very difficult to view all that amount of data. So don't do that. I would at least recommend you all to have a good laptop. Now, even laptops with smaller screens, this kind of a thing is difficult to do, but it's still possible. Uh, Ideally, you can have a 24-inch monitor that you can buy from Amazon or Flipkart, wherever you find good offers. They're not very costly, and you can use it as a extended screen to your laptop or your PC. But that's for later. It's not a necessity, but it's advantageous. So now you can have those tabs resized and put side by side. So you can get that picture. You can see the same data on a 5 minutes time frame and a 1 minute time frame. While I'll be trading, I do use three time frames to track the instrument that I am trading. So what I do is I also have one more tab open, and over here, what I'll do is I'll open up a 15 minutes chart. So first I use MES, then I go to 15 minutes chart. And now what I'll do is I'll resize it to fit into. Now, if you're using Windows 11, there is one more neat way of doing this. If you hover it like this from the top, there is a layout that comes up. Oh, goodness. Yeah, difficult to get that activated. It is coming down, but it's getting missed. Okay, so over here now there is a layout wherein we can put three windows like this. So the first one is set on the bottom end, the second one on the left, and the third one on the right. So now I have stacked one little larger sized window on the left. The right On the right side I have two windows. But what this does is it is reducing the chart real estate. So what you can do is you can go in for a full screen view. Um, if it is possible here. Mm, if I go to F11, yeah, it goes to full screen. So there's no way of hiding this ribbon data over here. So that's one disadvantage for the tabs being laid out like this. Uh, if you have a smaller size monitor, again, it is not advisable to have this kind of arrangement. So in that case, what you can do is you can just have two side by side, you can say windows, and then have one of them open with multiple, what do you say, multiple charts. So you can have multiple tabs over here by duplicating it. So I have 1 minute chart here, and I can have 15 minute and 5 minute on the right side. Let me change it to MES again. So this is a 5 minute chart and this is a 15 minute chart. So if I have to switch between time frames, all I do is just click on the tab which is relevant to me at that time. And this is the one that I use for trading purpose. So that's about rearranging the tabs for your convenience. And uh, so let me close these now and show it to you on a full screen basis. Okay, so we have covered the change of symbol, the time frames, and a way to see the multiple charts at the same time. Now, on the right side, you can see the type of chart that you want to populate. Now, we are going to ignore all these and just keep it to candles. So, nothing from this menu is important to you. All you need is the candlestick chart. So, no change over here. I would recommend you all to stay away from this tab as well. The indicators. This is what generally, informs you. This is what hides the data from you. You don't require any of these indicators to be put on the chart. You will have a plain, simple chart, and any kind of drawing on this will be a manual drawing and nothing from the indicators. Then we have some templates that can be customized. Again, we don't require any of these. There is a way to set alerts, but I believe for a free account, we may not have too many alerts that we can set. There is a replay button. Once you click over here, what it does, it allows you to replay certain data by selecting the beginning. So this blue line is what basically enables you to replay any price action after that. Now, for pre-plan, you do not have that capability. So at least essential level is required. So you will not be able to use this button as well if you are just on a free level. Now this is a floating toolbar and I have customized it for my own requirements because these are the tools that I pull out often and I do not want to go searching into this toolbar for these tools. So the way to have this made is go into the toolbars. The first one will use the trend line function. And over here, you can just star mark all those tools. Now, this I have enabled because these days I'm using this trend line to indicate certain levels. So I'll put a star mark in front of that, a star mark in front of horizontal ray, a vertical line. So they are shown over here in this floating toolbar. Uh, None of these tools are being used by me, so you need not worry about how to use them and their need is not felt. The second one has Fibonacci retracement. So star mark over here, and I'll show you how it works and what configuration I have put over there. So this is one tool that I use. None of these are important, so you can peacefully skip them. From this menu, I do not use anything, so even this is not required. From the projection part, I use this sometimes to indicate the profit and loss ratio, that is risk to reward ratio, uh, one for long and one for short. Long means you are on the buying side and you are expecting prices to go up. That is when you buy something. So when you are a buyer in a colloquial way, how it is referred to is as I am long something. So that's the lingo basically that the traders use. And similarly, when you are a seller, that is, you expect prices to go down and you want to be a seller, and there's some a concept of short selling. You sell first and buy later. This is something that most people find it difficult to understand. How can someone sell something which you don't have? So I'll be explaining that concept a little later, but I would advise you all to just go on Google or YouTube and search for it. What does short selling mean? If you do not understand that, please learn the basics from there, and then I'll cover it in the next video. So this is these two tools are what I have star marked. There is nothing else in this menu that I use, so you can skip all that. From this menu, the brushes basically all I use is the rectangle. Nothing else from this is being used by me. So that's the only thing that is star marked. Sometimes I put text notes. So I have used this. You can use anchored text also, but most of the times I'm just using the text from here. Nothing else, although there are certain neat things like a price label over here. It can be used. The way to do that is you just click on that. And when you just, let's say I want to know what is the price over here. I click over there and it shows me the price. If you are making certain notes, then you would want to, stretch this all out box from here. I don't know why it's not. Okay, so you can use this as marking, or you can mark that price with text marking. So there is a way to customize this call out. You can, I think, change the visibility and style and size and all that. It's a neat function, but up to you how you want to use it. I do not use that frequently. That's why I have not marked it with a star. So these are all the buttons that I'm using, and they all are now available on this floating toolbar. Sometimes I put it on the bottom left corner or the right corner, or wherever it is not going to obstruct my view. So that's about the toolbar that I'm using. Now, whenever I need any of these tools, all I have to do is just click on that, and the tool is available over here. Now, this is the Fibonacci tool, and the way I use it is to measure the price swings. So, one would be at the top end, and one would be at the bottom end. About the use part, you will understand more about it in the future lessons. Right now, I'm just showing you how I'm configuring these tools. So once you click on that tool, you'll find a customization menu on a floating toolbar. So just go into the gear icon, and these are the levels that I have highlighted. So you can take a screenshot of this and uh, have your own tool setup like this. How to use it, we'll do that in future lessons. So that's about the Fibonacci tool. Then there is a tool for long position. Let's say I was bullish before this thing happened and I wanted to buy something over here. So if this is the price where I wanted to buy, 4913 is where I have anchored it, and my stop loss was at this low, and my expected target, let's say, was at this price. So what this tool does is it just shows you how much you have risked and what is the potential profit available. Not necessary that the profit is to be reached, but it shows you visually what is the risk to reward ratio. And as far as your the other values are concerned, it requires you to connect your account to a paper trading account. Only then it will show you all these values. If you do not have any account connected, it cannot show you how many quantity you can buy and what is the amount required and all that. So this is one tool that I use to visually show you the risk to reward ratio. So if you are expecting, let's say, price to go up till here, and this is your risk to reward ratio is 1 is to 5.5. So for every 1% risk, you are making 5.5%. It's not you are making, but you're expecting that much amount of movement in your favor. So you can see if I was expecting it to reach to this level and it never did that. So this can happen sometimes with you, that you are expecting price to reach a certain level and it doesn't reach that and falls short of it. But what we do is all along while it was going higher, we book some partial profits so that you're not left high and dry when price doesn't hit your target and it recedes and comes back to your entry, or worst case it hits your stop. So that's just added a little bit of trade management part here. But this is how the tool is useful. And the reverse of it is short selling. That let's say you expected price to go lower from a particular place and you sell first and buy later. So let's say you are expecting price to go down to this low. So initial expectation for you is you want to short sell over here. Again, I have not covered what it means in a basic manner, but there are a number of YouTube videos which can uh, explain short selling to you. If you are new to this concept, don't worry, we'll dwell a little bit more on this in a later video. So this is the risk part from here upwards to this, and this is the reward part. So risk to reward ratio is 1 is to 6. And that's about this tool. Then the text is very simple. You just click on text, and wherever you want to type, you can just open it and uh, have a label marked. So when you do that, you can just select that label and move it around wherever you want to, name it. You can edit that by double clicking on that, and you can say whatever you want in this. You can, sorry, which and the color and font and all you can decide as per your own preferences. And I do have a text wrap on here. Visibility is on most time frame, but sometimes let's say you do your markings and you move up a few time frames, that text starts blocking your view of the chart. So in those cases, what you can do is you can just enable it on the lower time frames, and on the higher time frames, you just remove these ticks. So now the marking is seen on 1 minute time frame. If I move to 1 hourly chart, that marking will not be seen. Let me go back over there and reset the properties. If I select this and I enable the hourly time frame on this, now let's see, when I go to 1 hourly chart, you can see that swing high comes over here and it is blocking the chart over here. So it just adds clutter to the chart. That's why if you are going to keep those markings at a lower level, then it's better to just switch off the other time frames where you don't want it to be seen. So that's one little tip about the labels and using text. The horizontal line is very simple. All it's not a line; it's a ray. So what it does it wherever I want your attention drawn. What I'll do is I'll use this horizontal line and click it on the level where I want the ray to start from. So this line now extends till the end ahead, and it will stay on the chart as long as I do not delete that level. So I use it to mark certain highs, previous highs or lows. where I want your attention drawn, and in future I want to see price coming down to that. So the way I have adjusted the properties of this line is I have just kept it at 1 pixel white color because it stands out on the gray background, and the pattern is a dashed line. I can make it a straight line like this, solid. You can increase the thickness of that. It's all up to your preference, but I prefer it light because I do not want to see my charts cluttered. So and I would want you all to inculcate this habit of keeping less clutter on your chart. Whenever you do your analysis, you do not want it all filled up with too much of text or too many lines, and you miss out the actual candles that are there or that you should view. So try and keep it as light and as clutter free as possible. So whenever you select any item that is drawn like this horizontal line, it will pop up this customization floating toolbar. So there are certain properties linked with this, like for a line, it also gives you capability of alerting yourself. So once you click on that, you can set up certain properties over here, like you when the price touches that line or once it is close to it, you can have a notification given to you. I don't know if a free account can give you any notifications, and the notification can be sent to your app or come as a pop-up, or it can send you an email. It can play some sound also. These are the properties that are available, and depending on your subscription level, you can set these alerts. I do not use it frankly, uh, because my timings are fixed for trading. I do not act as per these notifications. So whatever I want to see, I see it when I'm in front of the chart. So I don't require to set those alerts for me. But if you are going to use it in future, when you decide, it's all up to you. You can use that function later. And when you want to, just remove these markings, you can select them and click on this delete button or hit delete on your keyboard, and that label will be deleted. Then there is a rectangle over here. Now rectangles I use for marking these fair value gaps. Again, I have not spoken about them. All that it means is it is just marking a place between three candles where there is no overlap of candles. So if you see closely between this candle, this is the third candle, sorry, second, and this is the third. So this candle's low and this candle's high. There is some overlap between these two candles over here. And between the second candle and the third candle, there is some overlap because of this wick upwards of the third candle. So the overlap is over here. But there is some portion over which there is no overlap between these three continuous candles. And that I term as a fair value gap. So whenever I mark these fair value gaps, I just use a rectangle because it's easier to have these, two ends marked, and I don't have to draw two lines. Otherwise, I could have done the same thing using the horizontal ray like this, and we can put one ray over here. And this also could be utilized for marking this fair value gap. But what it does is it just extends it till end, and I do not want my charts to be cluttered, and that's why I remove it. There is also a way to extend that rectangle to the right end. Let's say I draw this rectangle and I want it to be seen in future. Let's say I want this rectangle to extend across. Then you can go into settings, and on the style, just mark extend right, and then it runs it all along till the end. So there are times when I do use that. And another thing that I like about this is I want to use a middle line. So this automatically marks the 50% level or the exact midpoint between these two extreme ends. So this is a neat way to have the middle of this thing, uh, the box. Uh, so that's about the rectangle. I do not have this extend right feature always on. Whenever I require, I do extend it. So you can set it up the way you want, Lita. That's about the rectangle. And this is a trend line. Now, trend line can be utilized for marking it like this, which I never use it like this. All I want this trend line to be used is when I want the line to be shorter, like when I, let's say, I'm marking the high of this candle, and I do not want this line to extend up till the end of it. Let's say I just wanted to have it till here. So I use the trend line for horizontal purpose, but for just a limited distance. So when I don't want it extended right, I use this trend line. So that's one thing that you can utilize. So these are pretty much all the tools that I use from this toolbox. I do not require anything else from here. But there are certain things like the magnet over here. The other day I just mentioned, if you have that magnet on, every marking that you do on this chart will have a way of snapping to the nearest level. So if I use this rectangle and I want to mark this space between these three candles. So when I take my cursor there, you can notice that the cursor is automatically snapping to the nearest level. And when I'm dragging it ahead, you can see the snapping feature is getting it closer to the nearest candle. So if I just want this area to be marked, I'll have a difficult time if I'm just trying to keep it short over here because the other ends will start snapping to the other levels which I am not wanting it to stick to. See, if I do it here, it's getting difficult. So I have to take it outside the influence of these candles and then keep it over here. If I do not want the snapping of these levels, I will just switch off the magnet and then I can freely move it anywhere and it's not going to snap. So I'll have to be very precise about the place where I leave these markings. So it has both advantages and disadvantages. I sometimes want to see this levels snapped to the exact level that I want to mark. And this is more so with the line feature. If I use this trend line and I want to, let's say, mark this high. So when I do that, it's getting aligned to exactly that high. But in Ninja Trader, you'll see I have to go into the properties of this and then readjust these coordinates over here to mark the exact price level. So that difficulty is not found on TradingView. That's one additional benefit of having magnet on. So you can turn on and off by just clicking on that whenever you need that function. So the toolbar, whatever I use is already covered. I've covered the upper toolbar as well. Now let's look at certain things on the bottom. Let me first get out of the replay mode because whenever you have replay mode, you see these this extra little band over here. Just close that and we are back into the normal mode. Now on the bottom end, again, there are certain things over here. Stock screener I do not use. Pine editor at times I have used, but I'll not cover that in this video. You can skip this, you can skip the strategy tester, and let's come to the paper trading. So once you click on paper trading, you will see the ribbon maximizes. And in your case, if you have not connected your account, let me disconnect the account first so that you'll see what your uh, me log out paper trading. So when you click on that trading panel over here, you will have this menu over here. So in this, what you have to do is click on paper trading over here, and then it will ask you to connect. So when you do it for the first time, it will connect your account and it will give you a balance of 1 lakh or $100,000 by default. You can set it up to any level by just clicking on the gear icon, and over here you can set up the commissions part as well. Sorry. Uh, you can create a new account or you can customize this one. Trade settings. So in the trade settings part, you can reset the balance. I think there is a way to get your account balance down. You can search for it on the YouTube, and you'll figure out how you can reduce that balance. But by default, it is $100,000 that is shown over here. Now, what is that? Is basically it's a virtual balance that is given to you, and you can place trades using that balance on whichever instrument is applicable over here. In case of MES, you will not be able to place any trades through that practice account because this data that is provided for free on the chart is a delayed stream. So I think there is a delay of 10 minutes or so between what is happening in the current market and what is shown on this chart of TradingView. To get that feed of current price from the exchange, you have to pay a small amount of fee. So once you click on that D button over here, the delayed button, it will give you that. Now, since the markets are closed right now, it's not showing you that delayed button, but there will be a amber color button over here marked D on that. Once you click over there, it will give you further instructions to subscribe to that data, but you do not require that right away. Uh, I'll talk about it in the future videos. That data is available on the other platform, that is the Ninja Trader, for let's say on a trial basis for 14 days. So that is why I encourage you all to also have one Ninja Trader platform. So let's move on to that other charting platform that I use. So this is all about the trading view and its customization part. Let's move on to Ninja Trader. Now, how you do that is, first thing is you will require a disposable email address. Why disposable? Because you will be required to create a demo account every 14 days on this platform. You do not get that, you know, sorry, you cannot have it extended for more than 14 days. So every 14 days, you will reset your demo account by using a disposable email address. And you can get that from service called dropmail.me. When you type that, you'll see this screen, and initially you will have some email address with, I think, some other extension, not a .com. So if you don't get that, you can just click on this drop down menu and you can select on the extension that you want. Since I generally prefer emlpro.com, not that it has any advantage, but it just looks, normal email address with a .com domain. So just select that and then refresh this. What it will do is it will just create another email address, which is a disposable email address with that extension. So just copy this email address and then head to ninjatrader.com. ninjatrader.com. So once you are on ninjatrader.com, just click on get started. That opens up a new window over here. Now the email address that you have copied from there, just paste it here and click on sign up. Now it says confirm your email address. If you go back to the tab where you had dropmail.me open, you'll see there is a new email that has come up. So just scroll down and click on confirm email address. Once you do that, the NinjaTrader uh, login window opens up and it is asking you to create a new user. So whatever your name is, XYZ, I would recommend keep your username so that you remember it. You'll have to keep changing the username. I don't think you can keep the same username for every demo account that you keep. So you can just keep changing it with practice, or let's say practice, or you can say XYZ demo 1, and then set some password, and you'll have to keep it with the strong rules that they have, and agree to the guidelines and click on create user. So that opens up a account for you. Now there is one more additional step that you require. Since you are doing it for the first time, you will have to download this platform. So the way to do that is click on additional options and click on download desktop platform. Once you have a setup file, uh, now once you click on that, it shows you the most recent release. So just click on the download button here and it will download a setup file. Once that is done, you can run that file and just click on next and it will install the platform on your PC. Once you have done that, I would request you go back to the initial screen that came up. Now over here you have to set up a trial simulation trading account. So just click on this second link, and over here you'll have to give out certain details. Now you don't have to give your real details. You can just type any letters over here and some numbers over here, and it should be okay. You don't have to remember any of this. This is just going to give you a 14-day free trial account with live market data. Now, this live market data is not available for a demo account beyond 14 days. And that is the reason we'll have to go through these steps every 14 days to keep getting the live market data for your practice. So once you click on continue, it will create a simulation account for you. So that simulation account by default gives you $50,000 to practice with, and you can do that on desktop as well as web based. I would want you all to download that platform, set it up, and log into that platform. So to log into that account, you'll have to use the credentials that you had created over here. So XYZ demo 1 and the password that you had utilized, that has to be used to log into NinjaTrader. So let me do that. So this is the login window that will open up once you have set up that program, and you'll have to give the password that you had given to create this account and click on login. For the first time when you do this, it will take a little longer for this platform to load. So don't worry, the program is still working in the background and it takes some time for it to open up the entire setup for you. Now it has opened up certain charts that I have customized for my own view. But you will not get this kind of view when you do it for the first time. So the workspace would look something like, let me do one. I think, just if I do this, okay. So let me show it to you how it will look for you. So this is something that you will see on your screen, there will be a chart window over here and some additional, windows that have opened by default. Super DOM, Market Analyzer, some chart window over here, and it will all look weird. So you don't have to worry about why it is looking like this for you. You can customize this layout for your own self. So right away, I want you all to uh, just close these extra windows that are here. All you would require is just one chart window over here. So let's maximize that and let me get you to the way you can customize it. Uh, let me, okay. So in the properties, I'll have to first set up the connection. So you have this window over here. This is the main window through which you will be customizing your trading view. And just remember that whenever you open and close this platform, if you close it from here, it will remember all the layout that you have made for your own charts. But if you close the chart first and then this window, you will lose out the layout that you have made for yourself. So just remember to close it from this and not the charts. Now, first thing is you'll have to configure the connection. You require data feed coming to your charting platform. So you want to connect these accounts, the demo account that you have created over here has to show up here. So how you get that is go into connections and then to configure button. And from this available connections, go down to Ninja Trader and click on add. So now this gets added to the configured window. Now from Ninja Trader, just put in your username and password that you had set up for creating the demo account and click on account type is simulation, not live. So just apply that and click OK. So now that connection is configured, you'll have to connect to that data. So now I will, since I have customized it for my Ninja Trader, I'll just click over there and it will try and connect me to that account. So now I have my demo account over here. It shows that $50,000 account that I had created. And I'll show you the other screen where you will see the chart. So this is the chart. Now that data has come from the simulation feed that I have opened, but it's all haywire. It is showing me these lines which I don't prefer. It's showing me some indicator and something. So let us now customize the view over here. Now in this particular platform, I have kept it with the red and green, so I will not change the color of the uh, candlesticks. But let's start customizing first. So from the indicators, I want to remove all indicators from here. Let us what I have done is I have just selected the indicators tab over here. And now these are the indicators that are already on the screen. So what I'll do is I'll select them one by one and I'll remove them all. So there are no indicators on this chart. Now I do not want these vertical lines also. What I have to do is right click on that, go into data series. Now data series is allowing me to configure how my chart will look. So over here, I can just scroll down and change the color of the candlesticks, red and lime green. You can change to whatever preference you want. So just click over here, and there are a lot of color options here. Uh, Price marker is black, scale is right, and I'll initially I keep it to do not plot because what it is basically whatever trades I place, if I have markers only on, there will be certain triangles that it will show you for my entry and exit. And if I have text and marker, it will show me how many lots I had purchased at what price, and it will have wherever I have exited, it will show me where how many contracts were exited at what price. So we don't want that to clutter the chart. That's why I keep it to do not plot. But whenever I want to show it to you for a review, I will enable it from here and then show it to you. So these are some customizations that are available over here. Mm, I'm still trying to figure out where do I have to go for removing the background. Mm, Let me go to properties. Yeah. Uh, okay. So on the properties now, I have this way of customizing the background. You can make it silver or dark gray if you want. And from the crosshairs, it's fine. You can change the color of crosshair to white if you want. Uh, let's just make it white. And the grid line, you can remove it by just going up and putting it as transparent. So horizontal grid line has gone, and now we'll remove the vertical grid line by just moving it upwards and apply. So now the uh, background has turned gray, and I have these red and green candles. I do not have it like this, but now let us just change the color of these candles as well. I think that will be more appropriate. So for the down candle, what we can do is have a black color. Okay, so let's have it black and white as we had it on trading view. So I think this looks more or less like the chart that was there on the trading view. So the horizontal axis again works the same way. You can click and drag on it to have more data or make the candles a little more beefier. And similarly, the scale on the right, the price scale can be used to increase or decrease the length of the candles. Now, there are certain differences between TradingView and this platform. On TradingView, you can just click over here and drag it up to move the chart a little bit up. But on Ninja Trader, you have to press Control and then click and drag it up or down to move it up or down along with the scale. So if you do not have control held down, control button, you'll not be able to move this. So if you are trying to move it up and down, you cannot move it. You can move it forward or backwards like this by just clicking and dragging. But if you want to move it upwards, you'll have to press click the control button and then move it ahead. So for moving it up or down, you require to press control button. Uh, Now, once you have your chart set up like this, you should now another tip for you guys is just click on the templates over here and save as default. So what that does is whenever I open up a new chart, it'll by default configure like this, and I don't have to reconfigure it every time I open a new chart. Just click on this button over here, plus sign. When I click, it'll ask me to enter the instrument, that is the symbol that we are looking for. So if I want to look for micro Nasdaq chart, MNQ, double click on this and I press OK. When I have done that, all that it has done is let's just open this chart. It doesn't have this data yet. It's taking time for it to populate that. Okay, it was taking some time to populate the data, but you can see it has configured it the way we had made it for the ES chart. Now on the trading view, I had shown you a reset button over here in the center. There is a similar button on Ninja Trader as well, but that is found at the top right corner, the F button, fixed scale, or click to restore. So when I click over here, it will readjust this chart to fill up your screen in a aesthetic manner. So that's F button over here that you need to remember whenever you have charts disfigured like this and you want it to be quickly snapped to the right ratios, just click on this F button and it will bring it back like this. So this is how you customize the chart on what you can say Ninja Trader. Now, like I had shown you on the trading view, you can have multiple charts open and you can configure them in different windows. Right now, you can see they are in two different tabs, but you can move this tab out of this, window. So just right click and you say move to new window. So it creates a separate window for this, and I can drag that window wherever I want by clicking on the amber chart button on the left corner. So now what I can do is I can resize this chart and then set it up to the size that I want on my screen. So what I generally do is I have two charts occupying the space on the left end, one top of the other. So what I'll do is I'll resize it over here. The second one I'll use for the right edge like this, and on this screen I'll resize it to put it on the top left, and I'll add one more chart over here and make it MYM. MYM is micro e-mini Dow futures. Just click OK. Now it has come up over here. I'll just remove it, move it to a new window, and then take it down. I still have some space, so I'll readjust the size of these windows like this. So now I have these three charting windows on the same screen. Now you can notice the bar over here is not eating up a lot of screen space, and that's why I can stack it up like this on Ninja Trader easily. So this function on Trading View for a free account was very difficult to use, but over here we can configure it like this. So this is how I set up the chart for myself. I'm using this one for placing my trades, and the other two are used for reference only. So I prefer to keep them a little shorter, and I tend to use this one with a little more space. Why? Because I have to add one more panel over here. That is the panel through which we'll be placing our trades. So the way to do that is on the top end, just click on this button and it will show you an option to have chart trader on. So chart trader is basically a panel on the right side which gives you options to place buy or sell orders and select your account and ATM strategy. Now ATM strategy will be covered a little later. Let me just show you what that panel looks like. But there is one more thing that I want to have on this. So that is basically a data window, because when I hover on these charts, I want to see what are the open, high, low, and close values. So the easiest way to do that is go into uh, new, and over here you have data window. Where is it? Since I have it customized for myself, I have not tinkered much with these menus much. Mm, I think to get it, I'll have to press Control D if I'm not wrong. Let me see. Yeah. So once you press Control D, there is a data box that comes up. Let me show you on that screen. So when I press Control D, let me close this. If I press Control D, okay, close that. Huh? So once you press Control D, you'll see a data box. So I keep it generally stacked below on this empty space. And what it is basically, it is showing me the values of open, high, low, and close. The time of the I mean, candle is also shown over here. So when I want to see values for this candle and I take my cursor there, it will populate the values over here. So when I go over there, you can see the open, high, low, and closes given in the data box. Now, like we had a crosshair on the trading view, you can also have that on Ninja Trader as well. So the way to get that is click on this arrow sign over here on top, and you can choose one of these. So you can have a local crosshair, or you can have a global crosshair. So the difference is when you have a local crosshair, this crosshair does not move over here. You can see the other charts do not have a crosshair, but when I move back into this chart, it will show me a crosshair. So this is a local crosshair for this particular chart. But if I make it a global one, then when I move from this chart to the next one, I think it should have worked. Mm, Okay, so for having a global chart, this thing crosshairs across all, I'll have to enable it in all other charts also, and over here also. Okay, so now when I'm moving this crosshair, what it is doing is it is still having a line over here. You can see on the right hand side chart, you see the complete crosshair. But on the left two charts, you can see the vertical line is exactly aligning to the time line over here on this chart. So when I move back, you can see the time is getting aligned to the other charts as well. So that is just to help you have a comparison between these two or these three charts. So that's the use of the global crosshair. Uh, so much. Sorry. So now that we have configured the layout for our likings, let me show you how to open and close this platform again. Do not close any chart or window from here. If you want it to be opened like this every time you open up this platform. So the way to close this would be not closing these charts, but going back to the main Ninja Trader window. This is the main Ninja Trader window. So when you close it from here, it will ask you whether to save this as my workspace, and you say yes. And any changes would be lost on default. That's okay. So let it. So now that program has closed. And now next time when I log in again, what it will do is it will take me back to the same view. So let me just enter the password here and see how it looks after logging in again. Now it is logging in. Ooh, I have lost that view again. And the reason I have lost it is I have not saved that workspace. So that's the same mistake which you will be doing. So to avoid that, okay, let's click on my workspace. I hope it comes back. Yeah. So we had saved it as my workspace. No, no, this is opening my other account's workspace. Uh, is it futures? No. So all the work that we had done has not been saved. And the reason is I have not created a new workspace. So whenever you do that, just before customizing anything, go to the workspaces, click on new, and on this, just save a name for your workspace. So once you do that, it will just remove all the charts that were open and now go into a new chart over here. Click on MES, double click here and click OK. It opens up the chart. The saving graces, we have at least the charts configuration, what you can say, customized and saved as default. So you don't have to do any more customization on this part. But now I'll have to, make those additional windows again. So I'll click on this button again and I'll add MNQ, double click on that, click OK. I'll move it to a new window. So what I do is I keep the MES chart on the right hand side because that is the one we'll be trading, and I keep the MNQ on the bottom end. So I'll just resize it like this. Okay, and I'll add an one more this thing chart, that is MYM. Double click on that, click OK. So you have one more chart here. I'll just move it to new window and move it up over here. So now I have again recreated that layout of charts. I still need to open up the chart trader on the right hand side and place the data window over here. And now that we have this thing configured, we can save that workspace. So on the other side, I'll show you. We have this main Ninja Trader window on the workspaces in front of test. Just click on save. So now you have this layout saved. So now once I close this main window and re-log in, we will have that set the screen that is uh, this one open up by default. So let's check that. Let's close this platform and re-log in. I'll close this. And now it is asking me, do you want to save my workspace? Because my workspace was the default workspace. So it is asking me, do I want to save that? I say yes. And then it will ask me, do you want to save the test workspace that we have just created? I say yes. And then I say yes again. And that platform has closed. Now let us re-log in and see if we get the same default window. So let us just log in again. We'll switch to the other screen. Let's see if we have that. It's opening up. There you have it. So now the default view has opened up. Let's also connect it to the data. So initially when you log in, you will see this simulated account and it is grayed out. So if you at any other time you see these buttons that are not green, that means you do not have a connection. So first you have to click on connections, click on My Ninja Trader, the one that you had configured with your username and password, and it will connect your demo account to the platform. So once your account is connected, it will show you these green lights over here, green buttons. And on the left hand side, you have the charts populated and the data shown. So this is how you have to set up your Ninja Trader platform. Now, when you are going to place orders, although that is not immediately now, you will have to select the account on which you want to place your orders. So on this drop down menu, select the demo account over here, and the order quantity and ATM strategy will do this a little later. At this stage, you do not require to place any trades. So just don't worry, we'll come to that stage a little later. So I hope you have understood how we configure the Ninja Trader platform as well as trading view. And I have introduced certain tools over there in Ninja Trader. Over here also we have those tools. So let's go through them quickly and then we'll stop this video here. So I'll show it to you. On the top end, next to the chart, we have this drop-down menu. Again, this is used to open up any chart that we want for analysis over here. Since we are going to trade MES, I have opened it from here. So I could have opened the same thing from here into a different chart, or if I want it to be changed to any other, I can just type the name and it will populate that chart over here. So I want to again get back to MES. Now, if you notice in the trading view, once I typed MES, I used to get a number of options, which chart I want to see. But here, by default, when I click on that MES, it is just taking me directly to the March 24 contact. So it's not, going to any other chart. Mm, Uh, then the time frame over here, it is a drop down option, and the time frames like on TradingView we had a simple bar over here. Here we have a drop down menu with so many options. The first line is basically the time frames on the minute basis, so 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minutes, 10, 15, 30, and 60 minutes. And the second line is for seconds. So 1 second, 2 second, 3 seconds. It shows you all these sub-second, sub-minute time frames on the second line. I do not use range or take volume, nothing. I use a daily, weekly, monthly, and these minute and sometimes 15 and 30-second charts, time frames. There is a way to configure this, but I have never tinkered with that. It's not required also. Over here, you can select the type of chart that you want. Again, we do not do anything beyond candlesticks, so nothing over here is required. This pencil button is basically for all the tools that we use, and I do not have any floating toolbar over here. But what helps me over here is remembering these shortcut keyboards, keyboard shortcuts basically. Or I just go to the drop down menu and select the tool that I want. Since there are not many that I use from here, I am very comfortable with the keyboard shortcuts and the drop down selection. So again, I do not use line. I do use ray. I do use vertical line. So vertical line is basically used to mark the timings. So once you press F7 on your keyboard, the cursor turns into a pen-like tool, and wherever I click, it will just place one vertical line. So right now it is very, very faint and it is not visible. So again, you can go into the properties of that and you can then customize its color. Let's make it white so that it stands out here. And you can increase its opacity a bit. Let's make it 80 and increase its width to 2 and click apply. You can see that line is now visible, although it's too thick for my preference. So I'll just again get it down to 1 pixel. So this is a solid line. You can convert it into a dashed line by going into the properties again and make it into a dot 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 or dash dot dot. Uh, dot dot should be okay. So this is a vertical line. So now once you have customized this vertical line, again you can right click on that, go into properties, and you can see there is a template over here. Just click on template, click on save, and then make it into a default because I'm not going to change it again and again. So just click on default and or you can just save as default. Say yes, and it saves. Now every time I'm going to place this vertical line, it will remember that. So I just press F7 and place a line. It's automatically adjusted as per this one. So this is a quick way of configuring your vertical lines. Then there is a horizontal ray, but it is written as just ray in NinjaTrader, and the keyboard shortcut is F3. So whenever I want a ray over here, all I have to do is just press F3. Again, we'll have the same pencil-like tool, and I just have to stretch it ahead to show it from here to which way I want that ray to move ahead. So now I miss that function of magnetic snap to the level on trading view. Over here, I double check whether the same level is marked or not. So when I take my cursor to that candle, I'll read the high of it over here. The high is 4915.75. So I just select that ray again, go into properties, and type out those levels that I have noticed from the data box. Then click on apply. So this is now exactly marking. It was just off by a bit, but now it is snapping to this line. So again, for a horizontal ray, you can create a template. You can make it into a white line or black line, whichever you prefer. And let's try a white one also. Whichever we prefer, we can make it into a default. So this is a white line, and now I can save that as a template. So I'll save it as default. So now this has been replaced with a white line. So every time now we want a horizontal ray, all we have to do is press F3 and click on the level where we want it placed. And then after clicking once, you have to stretch it ahead in towards the right, and then click again for this line to be posted on the chart. Then I select that line and also the level I want to notice by clicking on this or by hovering the cursor over here. I'll notice the level over here. So the high is 4915. So I'll go into the properties of this line and I'll place it for start Y and start X 15. So you want this to be 15 and click apply. So now that is a straight line from this level. So that is how you use the ray feature on this chart. Then I also use a rectangle the way I had shown you on the uh, reading view as well. Now for the rectangle as well, I do not like these borders coming up. So I set it up by going into properties again, go into the outline, and for the outline, I make it transparent. So there will be no outline shown. I just want a simple box without any border, and you can change its color to red, blue, black, whatever you are okay with. And over here, uh, when you go into the properties, I think there is a way of making it extend to the right, uh, or I think it's not available. Yeah, no, I don't think it's available here. Let's make that template as default. So now every time we'll draw a box, it will populate like this on the chart. So that's the rectangle tool. Then on the Fibonacci, again, I do not have all these markings. Let's fill it up. So over here now for configuring the Fibonacci retracements, you'll have to go down and then edit the levels from here. So just go to this box and click on edit price levels. So over here you have 100, 50, 150 and 200. You can add a few more and change its value, let's say to uh, let's have one at 250. Okay, And it's not showing the price levels as well over here. We'll have to, okay, since that is grayed out, it's not seen. Let's change the color of the levels, anchor, and let's make it white. And I think price levels also need a color over here. So let's color it white. And now click OK. I think now it is shown. So these levels are now on the screen, 50%, 200%, but the other ones are not seen. Let me check properties again. Price levels, solid line. Okay, so that color now needs to be chosen for all the settings. It's really cumbersome over here, but don't worry. Once you configure it, you don't have to do it every time. Just save it as default and it stays at that. So let's say OK, click on it, save, save as default. So now you have these levels marked over here. This is 100%. I'll also require a 0% level just to make it aesthetically better. So I'll just add one more level and mark it as 0. Template, save, save as default. Yes. Apply. Okay. So now we have 100%, 0%, 50, and these extensions on top. So this is how I want you to configure your Fibonacci retracements on NinjaTrader. Let's remove that. So that's about it on this particular platform. I do not use any other tools. There is a magnetic snap mode here also. Okay. So since it is saying bar, I can make it bar and price. I think that should work. Let's try ray. Uh, let's have it like this. And it snaps to bar and price. Okay, that's neat. Let's try this line. Again, it is snapped. Now, since it is aligning, you can see the magnetic mode is not allowing it to go anywhere else. So again, magnetic mode using bar and price is not very this thing. I just use it to price. So now you can see I have been able to move it up and it is straight as well. So that's a discovery for me right on this video. I have not tried a lot of these features. So that's about all the tools that I have been using over here. I have not talked about ATM strategy, how to place trades yet, and that we'll discuss in future. Before we reach that stage, we need to understand the logic of placing trades first. So that's why I'm not rushing you into placing orders immediately. But the customization part, the initial getting used to, has been covered quite in detail. And you should all experiment with these settings and set it up on your own PC so that you are ready for the practice. So that's all for this video, and in the next one, we'll take it ahead from here. Again, just to remind you, before you close these charts, do not close any of these charts or these windows. Go back to the main window, the Ninja Trader window over here. And again, initially it might have looked differently. That is, it might have been this large, or it could have been like this. So I tend to keep it all stretched across the screen because then it shows the entire data that I want to have it, in front of me. So this is the tab that shows the accounts. This is the one that shows the open positions. I don't use any strategies executions, but it shows me the orders that have been executed. So mostly I'll be seen on this accounts tab. Uh, so when you want to close it, just click on this button and then click on Save Workspace, and that's the way to close it. So we have covered a lot of ground so far. If you want, you can go through it again in detail and set up your account as I have outlined in this video. So that's all for this one. See you in the next video.